All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Meenakshi Sant. The headlines. In Karnataka, political activity intensifies ahead of vote of confidence motion in State Assembly tomorrow. In Assam, flood situation worsens as new areas inundated. Home Minister Amit Shah reviews preparedness of states to deal with flood situation in different parts of the country. Indo-Pakistan meeting today at Attari border to discuss Kartarpur corridor. In the ICC Cricket World Cup final, England to face New Zealand at Lord's. And Roger Federer to clash with Novak Djokovic in men's singles title clash of Wimbledon Tennis. A day after Karnataka Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy made a surprise announcement in the Assembly that he would seek a trust vote in the House, efforts have intensified by the ruling coalition to reach out to the 16 rebel MLAs. The Congress leaders in Karnataka held a marathon session yesterday to pacify Housing Minister and Hoskote MLA MTB Nagaraj, who resigned from the Assembly last week. A similar attempt was on to persuade MLAs Ramalinga Reddy, Muniratna and R. Roshan Beg apart from Dr. Sudhakar. Meanwhile, two independent MLAs who recently withdrew support to the Congress-JDS coalition have written to the Assembly Speaker requesting him to allot them seats on the opposition side in the House. In separate letters to the Speaker, Mulbagal independent MLA H. Nagesh and Ranebenur independent MLA R. Shankar stated that they had withdrawn support to the ruling coalition. More from our correspondent.
The coalition government needs at least 6 rebel MLAs to withdraw the resignation letters to remain in power. The Congress have some hope that MTB Nagaraj and Ramalinga Reddy may return to their fold. Meanwhile, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Kamal Nath and Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad are likely to reach Bangalore today, joining efforts to save the coalition government. BJP with 107 MLAs is hoping the Supreme Court may ask the Speaker to expedite the process to decide on the resignation letters submitted to him by 16 MLAs. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Senior leader and former Minister Balasaheb Thorat has been appointed President of the Maharashtra unit of the Congress. He replaced Ashok Chavan, who had recently resigned from the post. Mr. Thorat, known as the farmers' leader and the party's face in the cooperative movement in Maharashtra, is also a former revenue minister. According to a communique issued by All India Congress Committee General Secretary K.C. Venugopal, Party Chief Rahul Gandhi reconstituted the Maharashtra unit. In Assam, the flood situation has worsened as new areas have been inundated. Over 14 lakh people are affected in the current wave of flood in 25 districts. 7 persons have lost their lives so far due to flood and landslide. The Army, NDRF, SDRF and local people are carrying out rescue operations. Over 20,000 people have taken shelter at relief camps. Around 80% of the Kaziranga National Park is underwater. Relief material, including baby food, is being distributed in flood-hit areas. In Bihar, flood water inundated several new areas in West Champaran, East Champaran, Katihar, Muzaffarpur, Saharsa, Sopol, Bhagalpur and Purnia district. Last night, all safety gates of Kosi Barrage were opened and 4 lakh cusic water has been released. Due to release of 2 lakh cusic water from Valmiki Nagar Gandak Barrage, several villages are inundated and water is overtopping on the roads. In Sitamarhi, situation of flood is grim. All schools and educational institutions have been closed till 20th July in the district. Kamla Balan River is flowing 2 meters above its danger mark at Jhanjharpur Rail Bridge in Madhubani district. NDRF and SDRF teams have safely evacuated more than 1,500 people from affected areas. Due to heavy rainfall in Nepal, rivers like Bagmati, Kamla Balan, Bhutahi Balan and Mahananda cross their danger mark in Sitamarhi, Shiohar, Madhubani, Katihar and Purnia district. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar convened a meeting of legislators of all parties yesterday. In Nepal, the death toll in rain-related incidents climbed to 43. 24 persons are still missing and 20 have been injured in various parts of the country due to flood and landslides triggered by rainfall since Thursday. Normal life has been affected in different parts of the Himalayan nation due to incessant rain. A report from our Nepal correspondent.
Attari, the southern region of Nepal, is the worst affected. Hundreds of houses have been damaged by rain and thousands of people shifted to safer places. Many highways have also been blocked due to floods and landslides. A bridge along the east-west highway in Bardibas municipality of Attari district was swept away yesterday, causing complete halt of transportation on the highway. Meanwhile, rescue and relief operation is underway. More than 1,100 people have been safely rescued so far. According to weathermen, heavy rainfall is likely to occur at the few places of the eastern and central regions and at one or two places of the western region. Rajkumar, AIR News, Kathmandu.
Home Minister Amit Shah chaired a high-level meeting to review the current flood situation in different parts of the country. He also reviewed the preparedness of the states, central ministries and agencies concerned to deal with the situation. Mr. Shah directed the senior officers to take every possible measure to deal with the situation and extend all necessary assistance to the flood-affected states. Meteorological Department says during the last 3 to 4 days, Assam and Bihar have received excess rainfall with extremely heavy downpour. It said during the next 48 hours, heavy rainfall is expected in these two states. Talking to AIR News, Director General of National Disaster Response Force, NDRF, Mr. S.N. Pradhan said,
NDRF has deployed more than 70 teams in various states which are facing probable flood situations or waterlogging. Strongest probability is in the Bihar and Assam, and we have deployed 12 teams each in Assam and Bihar, and more than 10 teams each are also on standby in both the states because the probability of floods and the waterlogging is higher there. And we are watching the situation very closely with full alertness.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. The high-level delegations from India and Pakistan will meet at the Attari-Wagah border today to discuss issues related to the Kartarpur corridor. The main issues include connectivity at the 0 point and the number of pilgrims to be allowed, especially on special occasions. Sources say India will raise its concerns over the security aspect also. New Delhi had earlier conveyed its strong concerns to Pakistan over the presence of a leading Khalistani separatist in a committee appointed by Islamabad on the project. The project will now allow easy access to Sikh pilgrims from India to Gurdwara Darbar Sahib in Kartarpur in Pakistan, the final resting place of Guru Nanak. A high-tech and robust security system will be in place when the corridor becomes operational, as security is paramount and non-negotiable. The work on a 4-lane highway on the Indian side is in full swing. India is constructing a bridge at the 0 point and has urged Pakistan to build a similar bridge on its side that will provide safe and secure movement of the pilgrims and address concerns regarding flooding. The construction work at the site of passenger terminal complex at Dera Baba Nanak in India is on. The work has been planned to be completed by 31st October before the commemoration of the 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak in November. India launches the country's most complex and prestigious ever mission, Chandrayaan-2, early tomorrow morning. The country's most powerful booster ever, GSLV Mark III, will lift off at 2:51 a.m. on Monday from the second launch pad of the Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, carrying the spacecraft. The 640-ton rocket will initially place Chandrayaan-2 in a highly elliptical transfer orbit, from where it will be taken gradually to the moon by the scientists of the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO through remote means. More from our correspondent.
Chandrayaan-2 is unique in many respects. It will be the first to reach the south pole of the moon and will be the first soft landing mission for India. The orbiter, lander and the rover all have been developed using homegrown technologies. Over 10 years of research by the National Space Agency ISRO has come to the stage of the prestigious launch tomorrow. It is set to unravel several of the yet unresolved mysteries about the moon's terrain and help to understand more about its origin. The latest lunar mission also comes at a time when the 50th year of the first landing of man on moon is being celebrated. It will also significantly increase the footprint of India in space. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has launched a special cleanliness drive in Parliament and urged the MPs to take the zeal of the campaign to every village in the country. Mr. Birla said the commencement of the Swachhata Abhiyan in the Parliament House was an endeavour to spread the message of cleanliness envisioned by Mahatma Gandhi. The Swachhata Abhiyan was earlier launched by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to coincide with the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, which falls on October the 2nd. Mr. Birla said MPs were the representatives of 130 crore people in Parliament and had an important role to spread awareness about cleanliness. British Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt has said that the tanker held by Gibraltar would be released if Tehran guaranteed it was not heading to Syria. He said he had a constructive call with his Iranian counterpart Mohammad Javad Zarif, who he said assured him that Tehran is not seeking to escalate tensions between the countries. Hunt tweeted that he reassured Zarif that their concern was destination, not the origin of the oil on Grace 1. The tanker was seized off the coast of the tiny British territory of Gibraltar on July the 4th. And now, news from ICC Cricket World Cup.
Cricket lovers will witness the final of the ICC World Cup at the Lords as the host England takes on Black Caps New Zealand later in the day. Irrespective of the result, new champions will be coronated at the Lords, known as the home of cricket. Led by Eoin Morgan, England made it to the finals after smashing the Aussies in the semi-finals. The Kiwis, who embraced the tag of being the underdogs, demolished India's dreams in the semis. While the world number 1 England will be aiming to win their first title, Kiwis are also confident to lift the World Cup for the first time. Weather seems to be good and hopefully rain is not likely to cause any interruption. Ankush Vats, Sports Desk.
In Wimbledon, in the men's singles title clash, 8-time champion Roger Federer will meet world number 1 Novak Djokovic today, followed by the final of the women's doubles. Czech Barbora Streltsova, a singles semi-final, and Taiwan's Su Wei-se will face Canada's Gabriela Dabrowski and China's Yifan Xu. Romanian tennis Simona Halep defeated 7-time champion Serena Williams in 2 straight sets to win her first title yesterday. Halep beat Serena 6-2, 6-2 to win the title at the iconic All England Club in London. This is Halep's second Grand Slam title after winning the French Open in 2018. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to V. Ravi Kumar.
Thank you, Meenakshi. The political crisis in Karnataka continues to dominate headlines in most newspapers today. The Pioneer writes, Karnataka heading for House showdown. The Asian Age reports, Congress rushes Kamal Nath to manage Karnataka crisis. The Indian Express says, BJP split on staking claim, coalition hopes to win trust vote. On tomorrow's Chandrayaan 2 launch, the Times of India writes, India all set for 52-day trip to moon, backpacker style. Quoting the Army Chief, the Sunday Tribune reports, cyber, space assets bound to dominate future wars. The Hindustan Times writes, future conflicts will be more violent, predicts General Rawat. The Hindu, in a front page story, informs, India builds 250 homes in Myanmar to assist Rohingya. The Indian Express adds, as India builds houses, Myanmar to reach out to Rohingya in Bangladesh. The Hindustan Times highlights, government to impose penalty for misquoting Aadhaar, misrepresenting identity number in transactions to draw penal action. And finally, for sports lovers, it's a triple Sunday treat with the World Cup cricket final, Wimbledon men's singles final, and Formula 1 British Grand Prix at Silverstone today, informs the Times of India. With that, it's back to you, Meenakshi.
Thank you, V. Ravi. And now, before we end the news, the headlines once again. In Karnataka, political activity intensifies ahead of vote of confidence motion in State Assembly tomorrow. In Assam, flood situation worsens as new areas inundated. Home Minister Amit Shah reviews preparedness of states to deal with flood situation in different parts of the country. India-Pakistan meeting today at Attari border to discuss Kartarpur corridor. In the ICC Cricket World Cup final, England to face New Zealand at Lords. And Roger Federer to clash with Novak Djokovic in men's singles title clash of Wimbledon Tennis. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.